Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why you shouldn't quit your job before starting a business or personal brand. So I know a lot of people say that, you can take the risk, right? You can quit that job, right? Or a lot of self-help people or influencers tell you quit your job, like free yourself from the 9 to 5, free yourself from toxic work environments, and it'll just manifest and happen, right? And I do believe that there is some force out there, call it God, call it grace, call it the universe, that will help you if you take the courageous leap towards self-employment. But what I will say is this: I think everyone should, when considering starting a online business, a YouTube channel, a personal brand, something along these lines, you should start it and work it tirelessly while you have your job for at least a couple years, right? And then, if you decide, hey, you know what? I've built up a good following and maybe I can monetize this audience. Maybe I can start selling things or start delivering value, right? Then, okay, take the leap, right? Maybe you saved up enough money, right? And you feel like, okay, in the next 6 months, if I can figure out how to make $3,000 a month, okay, let me take that risk, right? I can always go back to my job if I fail, right? But for the most part, right off the rip, if you just stumble upon a YouTube video telling you that you should quit your job and follow your dreams and follow your passion, right? Which that's a lot of fluff too, right? The way people speak about following your passion and doing things of that sort, there's some truth to it, but there's also an element of there's a falseness also to it. So what I would recommend is don't quit your job, right? Because your job, guys, is there to keep you sane in a way, right? Because oftentimes we think to ourselves, I'm going to quit this job and I'm just going to start rolling out YouTube videos or rolling out content or rolling out VSLs and sales scripts and all sorts of things, right? But you don't have any real experience yet. There's not too much that you've learned that you can deliver and help people with, right? Because when you're starting a business, or when it comes to like a personal brand or coaching or something, you have to have experience in something that you're able to give wisdom and advice on, and practical, applicable tactics. Like if it's fitness, right? You want to start a fitness business, right? If you're just starting working out and you just want to start a business, right? That's great. But have you gone through years of dieting, years of lifting, years of practice, trial and error, right? Have you done a lot of research, right? That's where you have to be when it comes to being a master and being able to generate income and actually being able to help someone who wants to lose weight, build muscle, as an example, right? So that's key to internalize as the foundation before starting an endeavor like this, right? And so we talked about, working your job and just being consistent with whatever you're producing, right? Whatever content you're producing, whatever niche it is, right? We talked about being consistent with that while you're working your job, right? Whether that's a year, 2 years, to build a solid foundation, right? A solid foundation. And during this time, right, you may not be making a lot of money, right? You may not be killing it right off the rip. You may not know how to do a lot of things, but what you need to do is build that consistency and build the habit of taking action every single day so that your foundation can evolve, right? Think of a house, right? When you have that foundation, you can evolve the first story. Once you build the first story, you can build the second story. Once that second story is built, now you can build the third story. So a lot of you guys who want to start a business, that's great. I salute you. A personal brand, same thing. I salute you. Whether it's content, whether it's coaching, whether it's a combination of both or one or the other, I salute you, right? But you need to get your feet wet while you still have some supplement of income, right? Because also too, you have to realize that your income that you make from your job, right? That money that you use can help you actually retire earlier if you want, or it can actually help you invest more and become even better at your personal brand, at your business, and whatever you're teaching, because you can invest into education that furthers your can further your learning, which helps your experience, which can help you deliver results for people, right? So I just want you guys to kind of consider some things that I'm talking about here. And again, can some people do it? Can some people get lucky? Absolutely. I've seen people start out, right, and their YouTube channel blows up. Like this one dude, you guys may have seen him. His name's Ian on YouTube, right? And yeah, I think he was uploading a lot of videos, you know, over the course of like 5 or 10 years, right? But just like, I know he made a video it's like 3 months ago, titled like, "Why am I 30 years old working retail?" And that video got like, I don't know how many views it has now, but at the time it had like 2 million views, right? So now he has like what, 200,000 subscribers. So his ability to quit his job has now not significantly increased, as opposed to the 5 to 10 years where he was just building up to that point. So there's a stage in life, and there's a stage in your business, in your YouTube journey or coaching journey, whatever you're trying to master and trying to execute and bring to the world, where you're gonna have to just suck it up and work your job and build that foundation, right? And once that foundation's built, right, you can get into things that are more advanced, right? Like scaling, like marketing, like storytelling, things like that, right? But in the beginning, right, you need to focus all of your energy on being consistent, delivering valuable content. And once that process has been maximized to the fullest potential that God sees fit, God will evolve you to that next level where you can now begin to scale and learn about those other things. So these are just some things to consider, right, when thinking about it, right? Because I don't want you guys to start a YouTube channel or start a brand or start doing something online and just think that because I have a few followers or because I have this amount of subscribers that I can just quit. No, I mean, if you start making money, like me, for example, right? As I grow with my YouTube channel, right, there may be a time where I go down to working part-time, or I go down to just Ubering, so I have more time to focus on this. But right, in the meantime, I'm not an idiot, right? I know I have bills. I know I have an HOA fee. I know I have utilities. I know I have food. I have gas, just like everyone else, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and say, even to myself, yeah, man, just go ahead and quit your job and don't work and just focus all in. Because, you know, you gotta remember too, if you say to yourself, right, like if you have an expectation, okay, in 2 years, I'm gonna have 10,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, you may be able to achieve that, right? You may be able to bring that to reality. But is it like, do you know if it's gonna happen? No, right? Do you think that, you know, like maybe, because I think to myself too sometimes, I'm like, wait, okay, I have a goal to reach this amount of subscribers or this amount of viewers or watch time or whatever. But then I'm like, wait, what difference would it make if I had a job or not? As long as I produce every single day, I'm gonna move regardless, right? So I might as well not stress myself out, right, financially, because financial stress is real, guys. If you do not have money coming in consistently, that is a very stressful, on your nervous system. You start to get in that survival mode and you start doing things out of fear. So again, I don't want you guys to be in that situation where you have no money coming in, you have rent to pay, and you're just uploading YouTube videos just because someone told you to, right? That's not what you want, right? If you're gonna do it, I salute you for doing it. But you have to think long term and you have to be consistent over time. And then as you get better, as you evolve, as you learn new things, as you experience new things, you can scale up to different levels. And obviously, you know, there's a lot of things that go into a business, right? So as you level up, right, then you can maybe scale back from your job. Maybe you can go down to part-time, or maybe you can quit it completely, right? But don't just jump straight in and say, fuck it, let me just quit, right? Now, again, some people have done it, but I'm talking about the majority. A lot of people just don't want to have to deal with like financial stress and, you know, just constant feeling like things need to happen right away, because there's a good chance that they may not happen right away, right? The numbers you want, the numbers that you think, you know, you set for yourself, those big goals, I salute you for having them, but they may or may not happen. So it's better to not, I don't even want to say play it safe, because that sounds like you're being like you're seeking security, but you just want to be intelligent about how you go about the process, right? And then as you develop yourself, right, you can scale back and then really put your 2 feet in and really start to see the acceleration process occur. And yeah, guys, so anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to bring to you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.